I'm not telling this story for sympathy. I'm telling it because for a long time, I convinced myself that staying quiet was the same thing as being patient. It wasn't. My name is Daniel. I'm 33 now, and for most of my adult life, my family saw me as someone who would figure things out eventually, which is a polite way of saying they didn't expect much from me. I wasn't a disaster. I had a job. I paid my bills. I showed up to birthdays and holidays. I just wasn't impressive. My older cousin Mark was. Mark was 5 years older than me and somehow always one step ahead. Better college, better job, better car. The kind of person relatives liked to mention casually, as if it was harmless. Mark just bought a place. Mark got promoted again. You should talk to Mark sometime. I did talk to him. We grew up together. But as adults, the gap became noticeable. When my uncle passed away suddenly, everything shifted. He had owned a small but valuable commercial property, nothing flashy, but steady income. And since my father and my uncle were partners in a few things years ago, our family got pulled into the discussions. At first, it was just conversations, then meetings, then decisions. And somehow, those decisions kept happening without me. One afternoon, my father asked me to come over. I remember being late. Traffic was bad, and I was already tired from work. When I walked in, everyone was already seated. My father, my aunt, Mark. They all looked prepared. My father cleared his throat and said they had talked things through. Mark would be taking control of the property management. Eventually, ownership would be structured around him. I asked why. My father hesitated. My aunt answered instead. She said Mark was more capable, more business-minded, more reliable. She didn't say unreliable. She didn't have to. I looked at my father. He didn't argue. I felt something tighten in my chest, but I didn't say anything. I nodded. That seemed to satisfy them. Mark smiled, not proudly, not arrogantly, just confidently. That was worse. After that day, I noticed how small exclusions started stacking up. Emails I wasn't copied on. Meetings I wasn't told about. Updates I heard through someone else. If I asked questions, I was told not to worry. You're overthinking it. We've got it handled. Trust us. So I did. Or at least I pretended to. The truth is, I started paying attention. Not in an obvious way. Quietly. I listened when people spoke around me, assuming I wasn't important enough to filter themselves. I noticed inconsistencies. Mark would mention numbers that didn't line up. Expenses that felt inflated. Decisions that benefited him personally a little too neatly. Still, I said nothing. Because calling someone out without proof just makes you look bitter. And I didn't want to be that person. Life went on. I kept working. Kept saving. I moved apartments, not because I had to, but because I wanted distance. Space to think. Around this time, my father's health started declining. Nothing dramatic. Just enough to make everyone anxious. Mark stepped in even more. He started speaking for my father. Handling appointments. Signing things. Again, everyone praised him. I visited one evening to check on my dad. Mark was there, going through paperwork at the dining table. He didn't look up when I walked in. He said, casually, "You don't need to worry about this stuff. It's complicated." I asked him what he meant. He shrugged and said, "Some people just aren't built for these things." I don't think he meant to insult me. That's what made it worse. A few weeks later, my father asked me to retrieve some old documents from storage. Deeds, agreements, things he couldn't remember clearly. I didn't rush. I went on a weekend alone. The storage unit smelled like dust and metal. I spent hours there. Most of it was boring. Receipts. Old contracts. Nothing useful. Then I found a folder labeled with my uncle's name. Inside were documents Mark had never mentioned. Original agreements. Conditions. Limitations. One clause stood out. Ownership transfer required unanimous family consent after the original owner's death, documented consent. I sat there for a long time, just staring. I wasn't angry yet. I was alert. I made copies, carefully. Then I put everything back exactly where it was. I didn't confront anyone. Not then. Instead, I waited. Months passed. Mark finalized renovations, took loans against projected income, started treating the property like it was already his. I attended family gatherings and kept my mouth shut. People assumed I had accepted my place. That assumption was my advantage. When the time was right, I spoke to a lawyer. Quietly. No accusations. Just questions. He confirmed what I already knew. The transfer was incomplete. Technically invalid. Mark had built his future on an assumption that I wouldn't matter. The confrontation didn't happen immediately. It happened at a family dinner Mark himself organized. He was celebrating. Another promotion. Another milestone. Everyone was relaxed. Laughing. I waited until dessert. Then I said I had something to clarify. The room went quiet. I didn't raise my voice. Didn't accuse. I just placed the documents on the table. Mark's expression changed slowly. Confusion. Then panic. My father asked questions. My aunt went silent. Mark tried to explain. But explanations don't work when paperwork is speaking for you. The lawyer's letter did the rest. After that night, things didn't explode. They unraveled. The property went into review. Loans were questioned. Decisions reversed. Mark didn't lose everything, but he lost certainty. And certainty was what he valued most. People stopped praising him so openly. They started asking how things had happened without proper consent. I never insulted him, never mocked him. I just stopped being invisible. Today, my relationship with my family is different. Not warmer, just more honest. They listen now. Mark avoids conversations with me, which is fine. Revenge, I learned, doesn't always feel powerful. Sometimes it just feels quiet, like finally being able to breathe. Final ending line, slow pause. I didn't take anything from him. I just took back the decision he made for me.